Aquarius, welcome to your August 2025 messages. The energy is slower, but there will be some surprises. So Aquarius, let's jump right into your reading. First, you have this beautiful card, the Two of Water. You've been getting so many cards all year for me for relationships, new love coming in, new marriages, getting engaged. Maybe you recently got married and you're taking your relationship to a new phase where you're just really bonding and growing and building a home and life together. But there's a lot around partnership and commitment for Aquarius coming directly into the month of August. Now, for some of you, this is not love related. This is more business or collaboration. This is a new athletic partner that you're doing pickleball with, something like that. There is something new, and this is really exciting energy for you coming into the month of August. But you do have this challenge card here as well with a two, another two of air, indecision, avoidance, and confusion, because I do feel like there is some kind of conversation that either recently happened or that was revealed to you, or a conversation you know you need to have with another person, and you felt challenged to be heard clearly. And this is a card of stalemate, right? So if you have any relationships in your life where you're avoiding having a conversation, I am getting hearing that word stonewalling, which we've heard many times on social media. You know, stonewalling somebody is really unhealthy, and if somebody's stonewalling you, or you're just afraid to speak up about the way you feel, this can continue to be a challenge for you in August. So we're going to get lots of clarification here, but I am already automatically seeing so much energy for you around another person. Again, not necessarily romantic. It could be for you. Usually the first person that comes to mind, it could be a child, it could be a parent, it could be an aunt or an uncle, but there is something here where you felt really challenged to deal with something. Now, I do see also that with this retrograde energy that we have, Mercury's retrograde right now as I'm recording this and going into August, it doesn't come out of shadow to the very end. So be careful about exes coming back from the past. Also be careful about rehashing old topics with current relationships. So have you buried the hatchet with a sibling or with a parent or with an ex-lover, and they're wanting to rehash it, or you're wanting to rehash it? We just want to watch out for that. Sometimes that energy needs to be left in the past, okay? But we're going to get a lot of clarification here. Just know that for you, Aquas, all year long, I've been getting stuff around partnerships for you, marriage. I mean, when I say marriage, it could be a long-term contract with a colleague or a boss too. Now, what you don't see coming, some excited things, some subconscious energy, but you don't realize is you have this Queen of Fire card here. This Queen of Fire card, which is intelligent, exuberant, and determined. This has been coming up for a lot of the other signs too. If you haven't seen my free video, Know Your Signs, and downloaded my free PDF linked below that teaches you how to pull your birth chart, and it gives you a description on what all 12 houses are and gives you a worksheet so you can apply it to your own chart, then definitely do that, because you might be experiencing some of the energy that other signs are experiencing too, that can bring in this clarification here, especially around these relationships. So I often hear people say, what do you mean when I say you have all signs in your chart? Check out that free PDF, download it at the link below so that you can see what this means for you. The Queen of Fire is a really powerful energy to be in your subconscious energy, and I feel like what's going on for you, Aquas, is there's something, a new creative project that's ready to be downloaded. There's something exciting that you love that you are ready to get going with, and maybe this other person is kind of getting in the way. And when I say that, I mean we're allowing them to get in the way, but it's this conversation that needs to be had with this other person so that you can go ahead and work on this creative project. So I'm going to give you a really simple example. This may not apply to you directly because you may not be here for love. This may be about a boss or a friend. But it's that idea where whenever somebody first starts dating someone and they lose themselves, have you ever had a friend do this, or maybe you've done this in the past, where you lose yourself in the other person and you stop calling and texting all your friends, you stop hanging out at your normal hangouts because you're so into this other person. And then after that kind of honeymoon phase ends and things start to get kind of back to a normal pace, and your friends are kind of like, hey, where you been? You realize you're ready to go do something different, and your partner is saying, wait, where are you going? You're going to leave me behind? Well, for some of you, this is actually a project. You're ready to get back to working on that book, that podcast, that redecorating of your home, and your partner is going, wait, what are you doing? I didn't know you wanted to do this. And so it's not always a negative thing. It's just like, maybe you need to be clear with your partner about things you want to do. Maybe you need to just break up that stalemate energy. I'm getting like, maybe you were planning to redecorate your house before you got married, and now your new partner has their own opinion about how it should look, and there's kind of a stalemate energy. I don't want this. I don't want to spend money on that. So definitely see where you need to bring some kind of creative idea to the forefront. Maybe you need to spend more time with your creative projects and more time away from these challenging relationships, just setting those healthy boundaries. Now, I do see in the recent past, this 7 of Fire card, challenge, determination, and resistance. Yeah, you've had to really look around, and there's been a lot of resistance to the things you're doing. I am getting that this is also something where you have realized, I need to choose my battles wisely. Maybe there has been that stalemate energy, that stonewalling, because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth getting into that conflict with that person. You know, I see this a lot with parents and adult children, where the adult children know that they're not going to get the appropriate loving response to something, so they just don't talk about it with their parent. But this can be challenging because it's still something there that has to be dealt with, you know. So there is something around just being very determined to choose your battles wisely and protect your energy, because the present energy for you, Aquas, is this Dreamer card. There is this new beginning. Again, it could be a new beginning to a relationship. It could be a new phase in a relationship. It could be, you know, the ending of something in July is now something new that you can deal with here in August. But it's just a little bit of a challenge to get started, because you need to communicate what you need to somebody around you. There's somebody around you that is not hearing you, okay? So watch out for that stalemate energy. Watch out for that stonewalling, because you have something new. You are ready to start. You have these creative things you need to download and get going. And if these other people are trying to roadblock you, this has to be handled with this retrograde energy. Now, coming up in the near future, you do have this Queen of Water card, which is really positive. It's loving, giving. It's your psychic abilities. So tap into this energy of using your intuition about the right time to have this conversation, the right approach to have with this person. And again, maybe you're choosing not to have the conversation. That's the strategy there, is, hey, I'm choosing my battles wisely. I'm not going to even talk to you about this, but you are going to still be compassionate with the person. So if you choose to have this conversation and end this stalemate energy, you're doing it from this very nurturing, loving place. You are taking the high ground, right? You are not reacting, you are responding. And they might be reacting and shouting out and lashing out, but you aren't. You're taking that Queen of Water approach. I really, really like that. That's going to be what's asked of you, Aquas, in the near future. Now, in your personal power card here, Aquas, we have the Two of Earth, balance, prioritization, and playfulness. So you're going to get a lot of power out of playtime. You're going to get a lot of power out of prioritizing your energy and your resources. In fact, this is a card of getting off the fence. Remember, I said you're in this stalemate energy here. Get off the fence about something, pick a side and see what happens. Go ahead and start putting your time and energy into the thing that you want, Aquas, and this is really going to benefit you. So let's do a pocket affirmation. Let's see. Oh, I know. I like this one. I easily prioritize my playtime. Aquarius, your pocket affirmation for August 2025 is, I easily prioritize my playtime. Write that in the comment section below. I easily prioritize my playtime. I feel like you're being called to do so much for other people. This card's, I need your help with this. Can you do this for me? What about me? And it's time to prioritize what your heart wants. And I feel like this playtime is actually doing this project. Like, you love whatever this project is so much, it feels like playtime. Okay, that's what I feel like when I'm doing this YouTube channel. I'm literally out of town right now on vacation, and I love doing this work. This doesn't feel like work for me. So there's something like that for you, Aquas. And I do see in your external factors, you do have this 9 of Air card here. So just again, it's this energy of, you know, sleepless nights, self-fulfilling prophecy, negativity. This is your external factors. So who in your environment is constantly complaining, constantly seeing things as the glass half empty, constantly telling you you're not doing it right or you're not giving me enough attention? There's something in your external environment that has to go. And, you know, maybe it's just a walking away situation. Even in this card, this person could potentially turn around and go back down the other side of the mountain because the conflict is down here. So maybe you are just walking away from this negative environment. Are you in a toxic work environment? Is there a toxic friendship where the person's always complaining about their spouse or their job? There's something there that you need to move away from. In fact, you have this strength card in the hopes or fears sector. So you're going to be drawing on this inner strength. You're going to have to persevere. You're going to have to step into that courage to move away from this toxic energy. Your final outcome is the 3 of Earth, which is really, really positive. If you go ahead and take that time to end this stalemate energy, face what needs to be faced, you are going to get the recognition you deserve. People are going to see you as very talented, as very capable. They're going to see the things that you do are so creative, and they're going to see how compassionate and loving you are. So let's pull some clarification and action cards here, Aquarius, before we wrap up these August messages for you. As always, if you haven't already, would you hit the like button? It really helps my channel grow. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and share this video with anybody you feel like it resonates with, if these messages resonate with you. Thank you so much, Aquas. I appreciate it. Here are your action cards for August. First, you have this 4 of Fire. 4 of Fire, it says contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. So this is clarifying this Queen of Fire. You're downloading, in fact, you've already downloaded this really creative energy, but you got to work on it. You've got to make time. You've got to feel like you have a peaceful home, peaceful environment. So what do you have to let go of in your surroundings so that you can feel content and like you have that time to work on the things you want? Because the other action card you have here is the 6 of Wands. You need to go get that public recognition. That's your action to do in August. Get out there and say the things you need to say to your partner, to your boss, to your community, that lets people see, wow, this Aquarius has that Queen of Water energy here. So you need to speak up here, Aquarius, as there's something that has to be said that you've been feeling like you're not being heard or you've been holding off on saying. And your final action card is listen to your true feelings here. I do feel like you already know what this toxic environment is or situation or relationship is. Please, please, please trust your intuition, Aquariuses. You are so much a leader. You're so much here to show the collective how to face things in a humanitarian way, in a way that has compassion and love. Thanks for being here, Aquarius. See you next time.